I Most of my schooling
Hmm.
was in this a small village uh, of 8,000 people uh, in the now it's in the state of Chhattisgarh. So I said, if I'm not doing electronics design and I
Hmm.
don't want to live in Trivandrum, may as well may as well do what my rest of my family has done, which is civil service.
Okay.
So I
Hmm.
took the civil service exams, got into it the first time.
Hmm.
I said, I don't want to leave India.
Right.
I'm pretty happy. So I didn't want to come. Uh, and I was, as they say, fat, dumb, and happy in civil service.
Right.
Pay this. So I said, okay, I'll work here for 2 years, pay off my student loan, and then go back.
Right.
And that started the slippery slope.
Yeah,
So
the what they call the N plus one syndrome.
N plus one syndrome. And I think eventually, basically, what happened was that my wife won.
Right.
And I'm here. Turned out I was the most successful sales guy.
Hmm.
And having come from India, where in civil service, where we are the mightiest of the land, come and pay respect to you.
Yeah.
I was not intimidated by talking to the vice president or a senior vice president.
I
And
see.
that worked very well for me. I got within 2.5 years. I started at the bottom of the marketing ladder. In 2.5 years, I became vice president of marketing. One thing that I realize is uh, that I don't carry grudges. I
Mm-hmm.
don't live in the past.
Hmm.
I don't fight yesterday's battles.
Hmm.
And probably, partly, it gives you a happy state of mind because you're always looking forward. So, about 80% of my time was just meeting related. Another 10% was just HR related, the
Hmm.
one-on-ones and this
Hmm.
and feedbacks and stuff. The thing that I enjoyed the most, which is meeting the customer and talking about the product,
You're right.
was less than 10% because in that involved travel also.
Wow.
So I said, I don't want to continue doing this. So this
Yeah.
startup opportunity came and I jumped on it. And the board said
Hmm.
that no one takes on you see a monopoly head on.
Hmm.
And and one of the guys actually said that, do you know if this fails, what's going to happen to you?
Hmm.
Uh, when I kept quiet, they said, we'll fire you.
Hmm.
I said, okay.
How did you foray into becoming VC? How do like there must have been some inflection point that came in your life that made you start a fund and
So I would give very, very specific advice.
Mhm.
And I realized that founders really, really valued that.
Excellent.
So I said to myself that I enjoy listening and learning every day.
Hmm.
And it turns out that I'm actually adding value to the entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
So I said, why go through the stressful this thing of running yet another startup?
Right.
Let me just do a s- Let me just start a venture fund.
Today, I mean, everybody talks about AI and AI transformation, and it's almost like the ubiquitous two-letter word, right? So, what is your take on that as a VC, and any predictions that you have? Hi, viewers. My name is Upesh Jain. Greetings from the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm the host of the Exec Talk channel, a forum I started to talk to CEOs, executives, and other luminaries about their journeys and distill their experiences and learnings for our viewers' benefit. Today, we have the honor of talking to Venk Shukla, founder and managing partner at Monta Vista Capital. As a founder and managing director in a seed stage VC fund, Venk has been involved with 50 plus startups as an executive, investor, board member, or advisor. His primary areas of focus are building a company from scratch, strategy, product market fit, and culture, growing the company, go to market, product company launch, and opening doors, and third, fundraising. Prior to becoming a VC, Shukla had a long track record of leading companies through rapid growth in his career in marketing and general management in Silicon Valley. Some names are Ambit, EveryPath, Magma, etc. Before that, at Cadence, Venk was responsible for displacing an industry standard language VHDL with Verilog, something that was unheard of in that industry. As president of TIE, which stands for the Indus Entrepreneur, he presided over one of the most powerful networks focused on technology startups in Silicon Valley. He continues to be an active volunteer at TIE, frequently organizing CXO forums that connect high potential entrepreneurs with their biggest potential customers. He is very passionate about influencing public policy in India to create a stronger ecosystem for Indian startups through his writings and as a nominated member of the Government of India's Startup Advisory Council, chaired by the Commerce Minister of India. He's also passionate about transforming the lives of bright but poor students in India through his 26 years long association with Foundation for Excellence, first as the founding president 18 years ago, and now as a member of the board. Personally, I met Venk at a company called Magma Design Automation in the late 90s, where he was senior vice president of marketing, and I have a lot of regard for him. Venk holds an MBA from MIT Sloan School of Management and BSCE from NIT Bhopal in India. Venk, I'd like to welcome you to my channel and know more about you and your life journey. I'm sure my viewers will be inspired by your story and what you stand for. I really appreciate it and thanks for making time.
Well, thanks for having me on your platform. Looks like a lot more uh, high-powered people you see have come on your podcast. So I feel privileged to be on this. So thank you for this honor.
You're welcome. So Venk, like I do with most of my talks or interviews, I keep them casual and I start early in the life of the people I talk to, essentially learning more about their journey. So Venk, if you could tell me more about your early life, where were you born, who all were in your family, what kind of life did you lead at that time, and what were kind of the circumstances you dealt with?
That's interesting. So, I most of my schooling
Hmm.
was in this a small village uh, of 8,000 people uh, in the now it's in the state of Chhattisgarh. It
Hmm.
used to be part of Madhya Pradesh, and it was a very small village of 8,000 people. Our house did not have electricity.
Hmm.
There was no running water anywhere in the village.
Hmm.
Uh, and uh, and I went to the local government funded Hindi medium primary school, secondary school, and high school. Uh, so so it was quite an experience. I think you know, growing up, you see, in a small village,
Hmm.
and there was we had no means of entertainment.
Hmm.
The only entertainment was uh, was uh, a, a pan ki dukan across from home,
Yeah,
where this was like the watering hole for the for the people that would
locals.
come, you
Yeah.
see, and
Hmm.
tell jokes, see, or listen to Binaka Geet Mala,
Hmm.
or just hang around.
Yeah. No, I can imagine that scenario. And so, growing up, who were your role models, and what kind of made you uh, get out of that environment voluntarily or involuntarily?
You know, when the man landed on moon,
Hmm.
some conversation is here at home. Somebody said that this is a marvel of electronics engineering.
Hmm.
And that day I decided that I want to be an electronics engineer. And so I took so after this thing, high school, I took the IIT exam. Nobody in my family had ever heard of IIT.
Hmm.
So I took the IIT exam, and I don't know because I was Hindi medium or what, uh, but at that time, unless you were in the top 100, there were electronics only in two branches, two campuses of IIT, and
Mhm.
each one of them had only 30 seats.
Wow.
So unless you were in the top 100, you could not get into electronics. And I was nowhere close to 100.
Hmm.
So I think I was ranked lowly 800, uh,
Okay.
which by itself was impressive that you that you got
Hmm.
into IIT and stuff. But I was so set that I want to become electronics engineer, and there was no guidance available to me because nobody in my family was an engineer.
Hmm.
So I went to the local, National Institute of Technology. Those days, we used to call it Regional Engineering College, Bhopal,
Hmm.
and they gave me electronics. So I went there, and that's how that's how I became a electronics engineer.
And who were some of your role models at that time?
Very hard to say.
Hmm.
Really, really hard to say. I don't even remember who my role models were at that time.
Okay. Okay, but
You, you got me there.
yeah, and that's okay. I mean, but there don't need to be role models. I mean, sometimes you are driven from within, right? And uh, I guess that landing on the moon changed that picture for you,
Yeah,
and lit that fire inside you that kind of guided you to where you are today.
yeah,
So I heard that in the initial part of your career, you were in the civil service as a
yeah.
deputy commissioner and spent close to a decade doing that job. So, first of all, from an engineering college, you applied for civil service and got into that position. Tell me something about that phase of your life.
You
How did
know,
that transition happen and how was that experience? Because I believe you did that for close to a decade.
so what happened was that in the fourth year, I did a summer internship in Indian Space Research Organization in
Hmm.
Trivandrum.
Hmm.
And it was very interesting because that was the only place, I think, in India at that time that was doing original electronics design. Everybody else, you see, was just assembling
Hmm.
things, you see, getting from outside, every single one.
Hmm.
Uh, Indian Space Research Organization, because they were already on the blacklist, you see, of major nations, they had no choice but to do original design. And
Hmm.
that was very good. So I spent 3 months there.
Hmm.
And but then, so there was one downside to it. I was staying in the local engineering college hostel during summer,
Hmm.
going to Tumba Rocket Launching Center every day by bus.
Hmm.
But one thing, the food was a problem.
Hmm.
I love South Indian food, but
Hmm.
eating idli dosa 3 times a day for 3 months got to me.
Okay.
And I said, one thing I was sure that I'm not going to work in Trivandrum Rocket Launching Center.
Right.
So if you decide not to do that, and
Where
then
else do you go?
if you want to do real electronics design, there were
Yeah.
not that many options.
Right.
I checked out all the other places like Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Bharat Electronics Limited,
Hmm.
and Keltron and UP Electronics and
Hmm.
stuff. None of them were doing original electronics design. None. So I said, if I'm not doing electronics design and I
Hmm.
don't want to live in Trivandrum, may as well, may as well do what my rest of my family has done, which is civil service.
Okay.
So I
Hmm.
took the civil service exams, got into it the first time.
Hmm.
So I said, what the heck? You see, I'll just do this.
Yeah,
My sister was here and she was asking me to come here.
I see.
Uh, she said, hey, every electronics engineer comes to Silicon Valley. What are you doing there?
Right.
I said, I don't want to leave India.
Right.
I'm pretty happy. So I didn't want to come. Uh, and I was, as they say, fat, dumb, and happy in civil service.
Right.
Uh, but then, you see, I got married. It was an
Hmm.
arranged marriage.
Hmm.
And the deal was, at least that's how it was told to me, is that
Hmm.
she knows that you're not going to leave India. And my wife, you see, had gone to school in Berkeley. She's
Hmm.
a mechanical engineer from Berkeley,
I see.
and uh, and her parents were already here
I see.
at the time of marriage.
Hmm.
Uh, so I resisted that, thinking
Hmm.
that she may not want to come to India. Then I was told, no, 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 she will come to India. So I said, okay, if she wants to come, if she's willing to come to India, then I have no objection. So we
Hmm.
got married. And
Hmm.
then I discovered very quickly that she had zero intentions of coming to India.
Yeah. Okay. So, but how was your experience in those 10 years doing
Actually,
civil service
I joined in
stuff?
77
Yeah.
and I left in 86, but
Hmm.
I didn't actually work for 10 years. What happened was that after I got married,
Hmm.
uh, we lived apart because I didn't want to come to US.
Hmm.
And so we had a long distance marriage.
Hmm.
So she visited me two, three times. I
Hmm.
came here once.
Hmm.
And then we had to decide to see whether to, we can't continue,
Hmm.
a new marriage like this.
Right.
So someone had to decide. So I said, I thought I was being clever
Hmm.
that I'll come here for my graduate studies because I always wanted to do that. And then after 2 years, I'll go back and say, look, I tried from my side.
Hmm.
I gave it my best shot. It's not working out. Now it's for you to either come or just call it off.
Yeah.
So that was my plan. That was my master plan.
Okay.
And I came here, and she was working as an engineer in Raytheon.
Hmm.
But then we realized that her salary was not enough to pay my tuition at MIT.
Hmm.
So I had to borrow money.
Hmm.
And those days, government salary in India was very, very low.
Right.
Your dad was in government service, so you probably know how
Yeah.
low
Yeah.
salaries used to be.
Yeah. There was more month than salary, you know. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so I calculated that if I went back, I would be repaying this loan the rest of my life.
right.
Now, of course, the salaries in India for government servants, for the civil service people are extremely good.
Hmm.
All
Right.
my all my batchmates now take an annual vacation in Europe or USA.
Hmm. Right.
And that's how good the salaries are there now.
Right.
Their pensions are very rich.
Right.
So, but that time it was not there. So I said, if I go back, I say I'll pay this. So I said, okay, I'll work here for 2 years, pay off my student loan, and then go back.
Right.
And that started the slippery slope.
Yeah,
So
the what they call the N plus one syndrome.
N plus one syndrome. And I think eventually, basically, what happened was that my wife won,
Right.
and I'm here.
Well, the rest is history, as they
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, very interesting story, Venk. I mean, but eventually you made this your home. So after MIT, you started off in a sales position, leading up to a stint in EDA companies, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that period and what the key takeaways were that you remember from that period?
Yeah, no, it was interesting. When I was hired by Teradyne,
Mm-hmm.
they actually they hired, you see, about Teradyne hired, you see, about 12 total people that time, and
Mm-hmm.
they issued a press release, and the press release was that the Teradyne, is going up this thing in terms of quality of talent they're hiring for sales.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're hiring, you see, people with graduate degrees, uh, the graduate degrees as well as electrical engineering background.
Mm-hmm.
I looked around. I was the only guy that fulfilled both the requirements.
Right.
And so the first day I showed up for the job at Teradyne, I
Mm-hmm.
told my boss, I said, you really screwed up
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I've never worked in sales. I
Mm-hmm.
never worked in I never did one day of electronics, this thing
Right.
work. I
Yeah.
joined the civil service. And
Mm-hmm.
third, I
Mm-hmm.
never worked in this country. I never worked in private sector.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you really screwed up hiring me for this job and
Right.
issuing a press release on that.
Mm-hmm.
So he laughed. He says, well, we'll see, we'll see. And
Okay.
it turns out
Mm-hmm.
that this was a basically a very high-end hardware company trying to get into, uh, you know, they
They
had,
made testers, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, $1 million testers that
Yeah.
time. Now they have $5 million, $10 million testers.
Right.
But they also had a software division.
Okay.
And they had a simulator called Laser that was being used for test simulation.
Hmm.
And they had figured out a way so to move it to design.
Hmm.
And they built this new software division. I was hired into that one, and
Hmm.
all the other sales guys came from traditional Teradyne background.
I see.
So they were used to selling hardware. I was the only guy, see, who had no,
Clean slate.
I was the clean slate guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll do what is necessary to sell my software. Whereas all the other guys, you see, were so preconceived to doing, the selling the hardware way, which is,
Mhm.
they won't do a evaluation unless the unless there was a very, very high degree of confidence
Mhm.
that you will actually buy the product. Because, $1 million tester, you can't just give it to someone.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So you had a very, very high bar to climb, and that's the kind of mindset these guys had. So all their practices and policies were geared towards selling those.
Hmm.
I came with a clean slate,
Hmm.
and I used to have daily fights, you see, with the headquarters because I would be breaking all their rules. But it turned out I was the most successful sales guy.
Hmm.
And having come from India, where in civil service, where we are the mightiest of the land, come and come and pay respect to you.
Yeah.
I was not intimidated by talking to the vice president or a senior vice president, you
Right.
see, or EVP of any company. I'll just walk in and,
Yeah.
and talk to them. Other sales guys were intimidated by that.
Right.
That what you walked into VP of Xerox office and you had this conversation. Did you do this? Did you do this? I said, no,
Mhm.
I just walked in. I
Yeah.
said, you're making a mistake.
Yeah.
Uh, you're
Y-
making a mistake. Your goal is this, this, this. This is the only thing that will get you there.
Right.
So anyway, so I turned out to be the most successful sales guy.
Okay.
And so they said, hey, whatever you did worked. So why don't you come to the headquarter
Hmm.
and teach other salespeople, you see, how to do this.
Okay.
So I came to the headquarter, but then their software division was struggling.
Hmm.
And plus, you see, there was institutional kind of,
Hmm.
what you call inertia,
Rivalry. Yeah.
inertia.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So about adopting more aggressive and
Hmm.
basically the things that I did, uh,
Yes.
they had the inertia towards those things. So I left and joined Cadence.
Okay.
And in Cadence, you see, when I was leaving, I had two offers from Mentor and two offers from Cadence.
Hmm.
One from Cadence was a regular product management position,
Hmm.
yeah, and second one was this totally undefined thing called, "Hey, make Verilog successful."
Okay.
And so I met Joe Costello, who was the
Hmm.
CEO,
Hmm.
and Joe told me that, look, no, this has never been done before. How do you win against a public standard?
Hmm.
How does a proprietary thing win against a public standard? It has never been done.
Right.
So there's no recipe for that. Nobody knows how to do it. So
Yeah.
good luck to you.
Yeah. It's the Wild West. Yeah.
Yeah, so figure out a way. So I
Hmm.
said, this is very good. Nobody can tell me how to do my job. Whereas in product management, there are 100 people who will say, no, no, this is the way it was done, and this is how we do it here in this company and stuff. So I said, okay,
Right.
I'll take this totally undefined job.
I see.
And and that worked very well for me. I got within 2.5 years, I started at the bottom of the marketing ladder. In 2.5 years, I became vice president of marketing at Cadence.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, Verilog, you see, had
Hmm.
stalled completely, all the because
Hmm.
of concerns that it was not VHDL. And so we we did a lot of a lot of very creative things. One of the
Hmm.
things that I did was uh, got there was a professor at Carnegie Mellon
Hmm.
who was using Verilog simulator
Hmm.
in his class,
Hmm.
quantitative design class. quantitative architecture, Hennessy Patterson's book.
Hmm.
So he was using Verilog for that.
Hmm.
So I went to him and I said, "Give me all your exercises, your quizzes, your presentation material, everything, and your and your this thing, whatever lab work that you do. Give me everything." I packaged it,
Hmm.
hired uh, two women who were just high school pass,
Hmm.
and got them to call all the universities in the country, saying that here is a course, completely packaged course
Hmm.
from CMU.
Hmm.
You get everything. You don't have to do anything.
Right.
Just use these slides, use this material, use this quizzes, use this exams, use this
Hmm.
things, and
Hmm.
we'll give you Verilog for free. So, so we did that, and these women were phenomenally successful. So
Hmm.
18 months later, when
Yeah.
we made the announcement
Hmm.
that every semester 3,500 students are graduating with expertise in Verilog,
Right.
game was over.
Yeah. Yeah. So you almost created a groundswell on
Yeah,
this thing.
yeah. We did the air war also. We
Yeah.
set up something called Open Verilog International,
Yeah.
where we now it's called Accelera.
Yeah.
Uh, so I started that.
Nice.
So we pulled in all the biggest customers of Verilog who had a vested interest in Verilog continuing and not having to adopt VHDL. And the
Great.
interesting thing is that all their management had already said we are going VHDL. So
Hmm.
it was HP,
Hmm.
Compaq, Sun, Motorola. All these guys, he had
Yeah.
issued statements saying we are going to Motorola way.
Right.
We got their director of software engineering to be part of this,
Wow.
who loved, who hated using
Mhm.
VHDL based
Mhm.
tools.
Okay.
And we got them all. And we went through this thing of saying, hey, no, no, we are going to put ourselves in public domain and you are the keepers of that. Forget the IEEE shit.
Hmm.
You are the keeper of this language, this group is,
Hmm.
and we'll do whatever you want us to do. So I ran this organization for 2 years.
Hmm.
And at the end of 2 years, the game was over.
Hmm. Then you looked for your next challenge.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. But it was this thing that got me three promotions in 2.5 years in Cadence.
which is a big deal, I think, So, and then you went the startup way, right? After
Yeah,
accomplishing.
yeah. When I was sent back, you see, to take care of Verilog, you see, in East Coast,
Hmm.
and after about being there for a year, I realized that uh, I actually analyzed how much time I was spending on what activity,
Hmm.
and it turned out that I was spending something like 50% of the time attending meetings,
Hmm.
and another 20 to 25% of the time either preparing for the meeting
Hmm.
or following up from the meetings. So about 80% of my time was just meeting related. Another 10% was just HR related, the
Hmm.
one-on-ones and this
Hmm.
and feedbacks and stuff. The thing that I enjoyed the most, which is meeting the customer and talking about the product,
You're right.
was less than 10% because in that involved travel also.
Wow.
So I said, I don't want to continue doing this. So this
Yeah.
startup opportunity came and I jumped on it.
Which one was that?
Ambit.
Please go ahead and give
So
your.
what happened was that the question was, how do we position it? And the product was obviously incomplete.
Hmm.
It had no priority of taking Synopsys
Hmm.
head on.
Hmm.
And but I had done my this thing analysis, and I came to the conclusion that they were
Hmm.
a monopoly,
Hmm.
and people just wanted wanted an alternative.
I see.
So I went to the board
Hmm.
with introduction, and I presented three options. One is that, hey, we take the niche approach,
Hmm.
that if you are doing very big design, if this is an issue, then Ambit is the right one for you. The second approach is head on, frontal,
Hmm.
grab
Hmm.
them by the throat
Hmm.
and say we are superior.
Go for the jugular. Yeah.
go for the jugular.
Yeah.
And the board said
Hmm.
that no one takes on, you see, a monopoly head on.
Hmm.
And and one of the guys actually said that, do you know if this fails, what's going to happen to you?
Hmm.
Uh, when I kept quiet, they said, we'll fire you.
Hmm.
I said, okay.
Yeah.
But we went for the jugular.
Hmm.
And when we announced it, we called it superior synthesis alternative.
Yeah.
And we
Mhm.
had a we had a T-shirt that we were giving at DAC. And we named the product Build Gates.
Yeah. I
And
remember that. Yeah.
and everyone was wearing a T-shirt. It was very popular at DAC called Bill Gates Works for Me.
Hmm. Hmm.
Bill Gates works for me. And that became viral there. People
Hmm.
would come, see, and stand in the line just to get that T-shirt.
Right. And
And
of course, that piqued interest in the product, right? So,
yeah, yeah. And the fact that we were bold enough to claim that we are superior.
right.
So we are, so there was a lot of interest. And a lot of companies wanted to evaluate us. And my rule of thumb was very simple. You will not
Hmm.
get any headquarter support
Hmm.
unless you can demonstrate to me that the management of the company is emotionally committed to me.
Hmm.
So I remember a sales guy calls me from Arizona saying that, hey, guess what? See, Intel is really excited. They want to do an eval.
Hmm.
And I said, are they committed to making sure that Ambit wins? He said, no, no, no. They will do objective evaluation.
Hmm.
Between the two, I said, you're not getting any support from me.
Hmm. So you were almost doing a virtual close before
Yes, yes.
the
And
evaluation.
this
Yeah.
turned out to be such a successful approach that
Yeah.
in the very first year, we did 10 million in revenue.
That's
This
nice.
was, this is 1997,
Hmm.
1997, 19, yeah, that early, no product had ever done 10 million in revenue in the very first year of shipment.
Hmm.
We did 10 million in revenue.
Awesome. Yeah. That's quite a success in the first year. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it had to do just with just the, power of positioning
Hmm.
and the disciplined execution following that.
Right. So, and what other startups were you part of, Venk, and
So
how did they go? Yeah.
after Ambit, then I went to this startup called EveryPath,
Hmm.
and it was a mobile internet company, and we raised a chunk of money again. It was a marketing kind of a blockbuster kind of introduction.
And you were the CEO there,
I
right?
was the CEO, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was the CEO.
Yeah.
So so what happened was uh, that when the downturn came, when the dot-com crash happened,
Hmm.
the customers who were lining up, you see, to buy our solution,
Hmm.
uh, they started saying, "Oh, come next quarter, come next quarter." And
Yeah.
for a startup to be
Yeah.
in a
That can make
position,
or break you. Yeah.
yeah, to say, "Hey, next quarter, next quarter," these were the guys who were lining up. We had done in first sort of 6 months after introduction, we already had about 1.75 million in revenue.
Hmm.
And there were customers lining up left and right. We couldn't hire fast enough to cater to all these customers.
Hmm.
And then the dot-com crash happened, and every CIO
Hmm.
started saying, hey, come next quarter, maybe next quarter, maybe next quarter. So
That's totally understandable, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everybody
But I
got
think that,
frozen. Yeah.
yeah. So I think so. It turned out that for a startup, I learned a very valuable lesson there, and the
Hmm.
lesson is that it's very hard for a startup to create a new market.
Hmm.
Mobile internet was too early.
Hmm.
Uh, iPhone is the one that made mobile internet happen. The
Correct. Yeah.
BlackBerry before that
Yeah.
was good and it was powerful for the things that it did, but it was not really a general purpose mobile internet kind of a solution.
It wasn't a smartphone, also,
It
right?
was not.
Yeah. So
It
while
was not.
while it connected people and had the calling functionality, texting functionality, it didn't have anything else. So,
Right, right. So some of the early adopters, like the brokerage companies and stuff, who wanted to grab customers regardless of what device they were using,
hmm
they jumped on it. So our biggest customer was E-Trade, and
hmm
they were giving us $1 million a year.
hmm
So so it's very hard, when customers are giving you $1 million orders,
hmm
it's very hard to argue that the market is not there.
hmm yeah,
It- the only way you know that market is there is when the customers are willing to write a check.
right.
And when they were writing a check, we were riding high.
Hmm
And then the dot-com crash happened, and suddenly customers started saying, maybe I could wait.
hmm
And so that was
So, so that was a sign of the times, right? In some ways,
right,
that you had to deal with the circumstances,
right,
and then we crossed paths at Magma,
right.
and which was again quite a successful company, and
So, in Magma,
mhm,
Rajiv, you see, persuaded me to join,
mhm,
and the stock was stuck at 5, 6 kind of a thing.
mhm,
And and he was after me, so I did some investigation,
mhm,
and I found that the technology actually is a lot superior
mhm,
to to what was being sold by Synopsys.
mhm,
So so I said, okay, so this is a marketing and perception problem, not a product problem. I cannot fix the product,
right,
but I can fix the marketing and perception thing.
right,
So I did a deal with Rajiv that I'll be there for 2 years,
hmm
and all my this thing would be vested in 2 years.
hmm yeah,
And so I joined, and it turned out, so I did a focus group
hmm
and invited, no, not a focus, I did a survey of
hmm
30 people, customers, industry people,
hmm
analysts, and all those
hmm
things. And I asked basically two questions. Who is the technology leader today?
hmm
And who is likely to be the technology leader 3 years from today?
hmm
And
yeah,
the results
hmm
sort of justified why Magma was trading at $6 a share.
hmm
No one
hmm
identified Magma as the technology leader.
at that time, yeah.
No one. 3 years from today, maybe
Mhm.
5, 10%.
Hmm.
So we said, okay, now we know what the problem is. Let's work on changing that perception.
Right.
So, and changing, you see, how Salesforce, every time something happens, people say, let's do benchmark.
Hmm.
I said, no, 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 don't do benchmark at all. Unless people believe that you are a technology leader, all these benchmarks, is Synopsys will throw AEs at it,
hmm
and you would never, this would drag out. And even if you win, they will give you a small amount because Synopsys will say, oh, next release is
Yeah.
coming.
The incumbent.
So,
Yeah.
so no benchmarks this way.
Yeah.
We worked on it in terms of perceptions, a
hmm
lot of detailed sort of in a ground level kind of a thing,
hmm
as well as he worked on Wall Street.
hmm
And guess what? In a year and a half's time, the stock went from 6 to 29.
Right.
Fundamentals did not change at all.
Hmm.
What changed was the perception.
Perception. Yeah. Yeah.
And it went from 6 to 29. Then we did another perception survey.
hmm
Who is the technology leader today?
Hmm.
55% said Magma.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that,
So that's the value add, right? Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, once you completed that phase of your life, how did you foray into becoming VC? How do, like, there must have been some inflection point that came in your life that made you start a fund, and particularly a seed fund. And how do you enjoy doing that in today's environment, which seems to be in an AI transformation phase? So, any inputs on that, or any comments?
Yeah, yeah. So what happened was I did another startup after that
hmm
in the EDA space.
hmm
Uh, wasn't great.
hmm
It was acquired by Synopsys. Uh, and then I had some time. So then I started volunteering with Thai.
Hmm.
And so in Thai, I noticed that for all their talk about helping entrepreneurs, they didn't do one thing that every entrepreneur needs, which is
Hmm.
money.
Hmm.
So I said, okay, I'll start an angel investor group
Okay.
within Thai.
Okay.
It's called Thai Angels, the first of kind anywhere in the world.
Hmm.
I started Thai Angels here. Now every chapter has its own angel investor group.
I see.
So I
So
started
that
doing
was
that.
like a venture fund within Thai that you
No, it
started.
was not a fund. It was just angel group.
Okay.
So
So it
companies
was,
will come and present,
uh-huh.
and the group you see will do diligence,
Hmm.
and then they will say, okay, anyone who wants to invest,
Okay.
can invest in. We'll negotiate the terms and stuff,
Yeah.
and you invest.
It's almost like a Shark Tank of sorts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I started doing that,
Mhm.
and it's put together as a 2, 3 step process of screening the companies and stuff, one thing I realized was that I really enjoyed that. I
Mm,
really enjoyed to see people, learning that everyone walking through that door is an expert in some area,
mm,
and they, patiently educate you on
mm.
what they know
Right.
because they want your money.
Mhm.
And I found that fascinating
Mm,
that you get to learn so many things, you see, from deep domain experts, and you don't even have to pay them money.
mm.
I found it really fascinating that that there is so much opportunity to learn
Right.
every single day.
Mm,
So that was one thing.
mhm,
Second thing I discovered is that anytime I give some advice to a founder,
mhm,
they would really value it
mm.
because I've done it. I had done it over and over and over by that time.
Right.
So they had, I knew how to put myself in their shoes.
Mhm.
And instead of giving a generic advice, my advice is, would be very, very context specific and very specific.
Right.
That given where you are, don't hire this guy, or don't spend money on this,
Mhm.
or don't focus, you see, on product quality right now.
Right.
Focus, you see, on taking whatever it is to the customer as
Making
quickly
the
as possible.
prototype. Yeah. Yeah.
As quick, get the
Yeah.
customer feedback, playing with it quick. So I would give very, very specific advice.
Mhm.
And I realized that founders really, really valued that.
Excellent.
So I
Yeah.
said to myself that I enjoy listening and learning every day.
Mhm.
And it turns out that I'm actually adding value to the entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
So I said, why go through the stressful this thing of running yet another startup?
Right.
Let me just do a s- Let me just start a venture fund.
Right.
And so what I did was all the people that I knew, I
Mhm.
called them,
Mhm.
asked them for coffee,
Mhm.
and asked them for money.
Mhm.
And the majority of them said, get out of here.
Mhm.
But some of them agreed.
Yeah.
So in 2 months, I
Mhm.
had my first fund.
Nice. Yeah.
So in the first fund itself, the companies we invested in are
Mhm.
now doing cumulatively about 600 million in revenue.
Nice. Very nice.
Companies like Aviatrix, companies
Mhm.
like Techion,
Mhm.
companies like Sequence Security, companies like Omni Design Technology.
Mhm.
So Omni Design is basically a very high speed, very low power A to D, uh,
Mhm.
trans
Device. Yeah. Yeah.
technology. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So those are the kind of companies that we invested in the first fund. They are cumulative right now, doing more than 600 million in revenue.
Hmm.
So we had some big winners in the fund, and
So, were you like domain agnostic, or did you just were you open to investing in any domain?
any
Because obviously you had expertise in a certain domain, but some of the advice was general purpose. But so, did you pick a niche, or you were?
no,
Yeah,
anything that looked promising. So
nice.
Techion, for instance, is they automate the back office of car dealers.
Hmm.
Aviatrix is for hybrid cloud networking.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Sequence security is that time it was for bot protection, protection
Mm-hmm.
from bot attacks.
I see.
Now they have also providing APIs, API security.
I see.
Uh, and Omni design, was always,
Mm-hmm.
very high speed, very low power A to D converters. So that was the only thing that came close uh, something adjacent to the EDA domain.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything else was new.
New. Yeah. That's awesome. So the learning is tremendous, right? As you said, because of the new domains and expert founders and so on and so forth. So, but today, I mean, everybody talks about AI and AI transformation, and it's almost like the ubiquitous two-letter word, right? So, what is your take on that as a VC, and any predictions that you have?
Yeah, yeah. I think there are two things.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think it's somebody's law. I forget the name of the person behind it,
Mm-hmm.
and they say that impact of a technology
Mm-hmm.
is overestimated in the short run
Mm-hmm.
and underestimated in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
That was certainly true of internet.
Right.
Internet, you see,
Yeah.
people were funding companies like pet.com and all those
Mm-hmm.
things, and
Mm-hmm.
and uh, lost all those people lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But turns out that even the pet delivery, food delivery business has become a huge business on internet now.
Right. Right.
So internet has fundamentally transformed the economy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Now, every in those days, technology buyers used to be only big companies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, technology, you and me,
Mm-hmm.
average consumer in India
Mm-hmm.
is a technology buyer.
Right. Totally.
So every government office, every school, every hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and not just the big companies, enterprise companies, all these guys have become technology buyers now.
Right.
And because there is internet, they need security.
Yeah.
So that has become a big business.
Right.
So internet, you see, in the long run, really, really completely transformed
Mm-hmm.
the way people interact with each other, the way people interact, the businesses sell
Right.
themselves, and just the social media, the impact
Yeah.
of social media. So this thing has been truly, truly a transformational technology, as much as computers before was, as much as electricity before that
Mm-hmm.
was, as
Mm-hmm.
much as railways was before that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So AI shares the same attributes of a
Mm-hmm.
very general purpose technology.
Mm-hmm.
And there are really three attributes. One of them is that that it applies to that it has potential application in every sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Second is that there are a lot of complementary innovation
Mm-hmm.
that take up, you see, adjacent innovations that take place that increase the value of this. And the third is it gets better over time.
Right.
So this is the attribute of a general purpose technology, and AI has all of them.
Mm.
So don't have the slightest doubt that in the long term, AIC will have a transformational impact
Mm-hmm.
on everything. you know in our in how we interact with each other, how we buy things,
Mm-hmm.
how business to business is conducted, how
Right.
governments is conducted business, how schools and
Mm-hmm.
hospitals do it. So I
Mm-hmm.
have no doubt that AI will be as transformational as internet was, as computer was, as electricity was, and as
Mm-hmm.
railways was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the question is now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, uh, you know,
Yeah.
is there a bubble?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't argue with the fact that there is irrational exuberance. You see,
Right. I mean, there's always the lining of the stars, as I call it. I mean, there's the technology that evolves, there's the monetization aspect that evolves, there's the consumer aspect that evolves. So, at some point, the dust needs to settle on all of these before the technology becomes like cast in stone and uh, permeates everything, right? So for the internet, I mean, we're talking the mid '90s, and it took like a good decade or so for business models and user models to pan out, and even applications to pan out. So same thing is with this, except I believe that for I mean, you have the hardware aspects, the chips, the semiconductors, the connectivity, data centers, picks and shovels, as they say. And then you have the application layer and the workflows, and then the agentic AI. So, so the jury's still out on, you know, where this will head to, but uh, time will tell us.
Yeah, yeah. No, I have no doubt that this would
Yeah.
be big. And in every technology disruption, uh, what happens is that few companies, uh, you know, either because uh, they had better visionaries, you see, driving
Mhm.
them, and they had a little bit of luck.
Mhm.
A few companies turn out to be the winners, and those winners are huge winners.
Right.
So in early internet, I
Mhm.
think it was eBay and Amazon.
Right.
In the middle internet, it was, Google and Facebook
Mhm.
and all those things.
Mhm.
Same thing happened with cloud, right? The
Mhm.
When the cloud came, you see, in AWS, you see, was the early big winner.
Right.
But later on, it was Snowflake and Databricks
Mhm.
that turned out to be,
Yeah.
equally big winners. So I think the same thing, you see, will take place here, where
Mhm.
there would be a few companies that will win big initially, but the ones that come later,
Mhm.
after people have had, you see, opportunity, you see, to get familiar with AI and develop a better understanding of where the gaps are,
Mhm.
and some people come, you see, up to solve those problems. I think that's where, you see,
Yeah.
the second wave of big winners, you see, would emerge.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, there seems to be a lot of fluff right now, and that needs to be cleared. And the key survivors will be the sustainable ones. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
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 Yeah, and there's no doubt that there's a lot of uh, there's a lot of this thing, you know, uh, things that are not likely to pan out.
Right.
Not
Right.
everything is going
Yeah.
to pan. Not every billion-dollar valuation is
Right.
going to sustain itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. Venk, I mean, what an interesting career and so many achievements. So, what do you think are three values and strengths that make you who you are and that have helped you in your lifetime?
One is I've, one is that I've never been afraid
Hmm.
to make abrupt changes.
Hmm.
I was an electronics engineer, and I decided that I will do civil service.
Hmm.
And then I came here and uh, was in you know EDA and all these kind of things. And then I
Sales
decided
and
that I
yeah.
want to be a
Hmm.
VC.
Hmm.
So I've not been afraid, you see, to make changes and pay the price, because
Hmm.
none of this is easy.
Of course.
It took me for 4 years. I did not earn a single penny until
Hmm.
my fund started.
Hmm.
My last startup closed and got acquired, and the fund started. So for 4 years, I did not get a single penny in income.
Yeah,
And
that's the phase when the personal DNA keeps you going,
right,
right? I
right,
mean,
right, right,
yeah.
right. I
So,
mean, especially civil service also.
yeah.
All my friends were getting jobs, and I said, no, I'll take the civil service exam. So for 18 months,
Hmm.
I didn't have a job.
Right.
All my friends were, by the time working, they had a salary, they were, all
Mhm.
those things. And I had no money. I borrowed money from my uncle
Mm,
to do this civil service exam and and go to Delhi and stuff like that.
mm,
But I have been willing to take those kind of risks. So
right.
ability to take this kind of major risk is one thing.
So that's one.
Uh,
Yeah.
Second is just the curiosity,
Mm,
learning,
mm,
ability to learn new things and willingness to learn new things.
hmm.
I think those are the two things. Is I would say that uh, you
Shape
know,
you. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, not being happy with the status quo, right? That digging deeper and saying, why is this happening and what's new, and just constantly being curious, right? That's where
yeah.
the learning is. So, and strengths, I mean, I think you mentioned the strength also, right? That you go out on a limb and take the risks. Uh, a lot of people are risk averse. So yeah, that's great. Also, in your bio, I noticed you've been doing some philanthropy and helping people who are not so fortunate out. So how did that come about? And I guess it ties into your background. You started with nothing, so you feel for people who don't have anything and but are talented. So,
You
but
know,
I'll let you speak to it. Yeah.
yeah. So when I was in school in the
Mhm.
village, uh, there were three kids who used to always compete for the top slot.
Mhm.
Uh, Sometimes and two of us came from sort of middle class families,
Mhm.
and the third kid was very poor,
Mhm.
and he dropped out after sixth grade,
Mhm.
and that thing has stayed with me.
Right.
That
Why did he drop out? Yeah.
yeah, he was,
Mm.
he wasn't any fundamentally different
Mm.
in talent
Mm.
than the other two of us.
Right.
And he had to drop out, and that stayed with me. So, about the, so when I had some capacity, I went back to the school
Mm.
and I instituted a scholarship.
Nice.
And I started giving scholarships to four kids, every year. And at that time, say, I also ran into, I had a breakfast meeting with Prabhu Goyal.
Mm.
And Prabhu said that we just started talking, and I said, "This is what I'm doing in my school." And says, "Hey, I have a similar idea. I want to start something in this and this. So why don't you come and work with me?"
Mm.
So, so I worked as a volunteer for a while. Then he came back to me and says, this loosey goosey things is not working. We
Yeah.
need to give it a structure, a corporate structure. So why don't you become the president?
I see.
And I said,
That started the foundation for excellence.
yeah, Foundation for Excellence. So I said, look, I don't want to jump into it because it requires a lot of commitment.
Nice.
So I want to know what your commitment is. Uh, because I don't want to put out my heart and soul in it. And then a year or two, 3 years later, you said, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
So he said, no, no, I'll commit to supporting 10,000 students.
Hmm.
So I said, okay,
Well, yeah.
that's a big enough challenge. I'll take that
Yeah.
on.
And you probably see the rewards of uh, whatever little you can do, right? Whether it's your time, money, or effort that you give to underprivileged people, and it results and pays dividends. That's the best feeling you can have. So,
There's in Sanskrit, there is a expression
mhm,
called Swanta Sukhai.
mhm,
And Swanta Sukhai means, something you do because it gives you happiness.
right.
So you cannot sustain
Mhm,
a non-profit work for a long, long time unless it inherently gives you some happiness.
absolutely. Yeah. Make
So I've been associated with it for 32 years now. And
nice.
first 18 years, I was the president.
Right.
And now the next 14 years, I'm the board member, but I still raise funds, for for Foundation for Excellence. And it just it's something that you don't do it, you see, for this or that reason.
Mhm.
You do it, you see, because it gives you happiness.
Yes, absolutely. So, just I'll, as an aside, are there any favorite books or articles or anything that stand out in your mind that
Yeah, yeah.
influenced you?
You know,
Yeah.
I think when I was in college, I
Mm-hmm.
read this book by Bertrand Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Bertrand Russell was a Nobel Prize winning, laureate from England,
Mm-hmm.
and his name of his book was "In Praise of Idleness."
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he was a rationalist
Mm-hmm.
and a very independent kind of thinker. And that book impacted me profoundly from my college days. So you basically what it says is that you don't believe in something, you don't follow something just because
Of
uh,
herd mentality. Yeah.
yes, yes. Just because somebody told you, somebody you respect told you something,
Mm-hmm.
you do your own. You do your own, you know,
Yeah.
collect, you marshal your own argument on this thing, and then only you believe in it. So
Right.
that independence, the streak you see of independent thinking and ability, and to, and
Mm-hmm.
this thing forces you to kind of uh, pick data and collect this thing and marshal the arguments and read, you see, on both sides of the argument. So you can form your own
Yeah. Yeah.
opinions and thoughts. I think
You
that
need to
had
be bought in into
yeah,
what you
yeah,
want to do. Yeah.
yeah. That had quite a lot of impact on me.
Yeah. So, Venk, very interesting thoughts and words of wisdom. Any final thoughts you'd like to leave my viewers with, especially the next generation?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if there is any lessons to be learned from it.
Yeah.
I think uh, one thing that uh, one thing that I realize is that uh, I don't carry grudges. I
Mm-hmm.
don't live in the past. I don't fight yesterday's battles.
Mm-hmm.
And probably, partly, it gives you a happy state of mind because you're always looking forward. You always think that
Yeah.
there is something good to be happening tomorrow, rather than why did bad thing happen to me,
Yes. So
five
you're an
years ago.
optimist of sorts
Yeah,
and a
yeah,
pragmatic thinker. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know if that's but each person is different,
Yeah.
and each
Yeah.
person needs to follow its own
Yeah. I mean,
path.
you can definitely learn from the past, but not dwell in it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and then move forward. So
yeah,
that's awesome, Venk. Venk, thank you. I really appreciate you and acknowledge you for making time for me and my viewers, who I'm sure will be motivated by what you did and what you said in today's talk. I wish you all the best for future endeavors. Please stay in touch and take care and thank you.
yeah. Sure, sure.